Hi, I'm Senator Mike Lee. I'm speaking to you tonight from my home in Utah. I've been thinking a lot this evening about our candidate, the Republican candidate for President of the United States. I've been thinking a lot about some of his statements and how they're affecting people, how they make me feel. You know, I have a wife, I have a daughter, I have a mother, and I have 5 sisters, all of whom I love dearly. It's occurred to me on countless occasions today that if anyone spoke to my wife or my daughter or my mother or any of my 5 sisters the way Mr. Trump has spoken to women, I wouldn't hire that person. I wouldn't hire that person, wouldn't want to be associated with that person. And I certainly don't think I'd feel comfortable hiring that person to be the leader of the free world. It occurs to me that although these were not my sisters, this wasn't my daughter, my wife, or my mother to whom Donald Trump was speaking or of whom he was speaking. This was somebody's sister. This was somebody's daughter. In some cases, it may have been somebody's mother or somebody's wife. The fact is, we have been asked to settle. We've been asked to settle time and time again with our government, and we've been asked to settle on matters of great principle with our candidate for President of the United States. This can't continue. It's time for us not to settle. It's time for us to expect more. We have to remember that as Republicans, as conservatives, we have succeeded precisely to the degree that we have abided by certain principles that have animated this country and fostered the development of the greatest civilization the world has ever known. It is those principles, and only those principles, that will help us win in November. That's the only way to get there. Meanwhile, as we've been asked to settle, we've been given a huge series of distractions. Mr. Trump himself has acknowledged this and identified this series of events tonight as a mere distraction. Well, with all due respect, sir, you, sir, are the distraction. Your conduct, sir, is the distraction. It's the distraction from the very principles that will help us win in November. You yourself, sir, Mr. Trump, have stated repeatedly that the goal, the objective, has got to be to defeat Hillary Clinton in November. I couldn't agree more. It's for precisely that reason, Mr. Trump, that I respectfully ask you, with all due respect, to step aside, step down, allow someone else to carry the banner of these principles that have made our country great, these principles that will stand as a beacon of hope to the American family, rather than weighing down the American people, rather than weighing down the very principles that will help us win in November. It's time for us all to come together. It's time to expect more. There's no need for us to settle. There will be time to figure out the who. Right now, we've got to be focused on the what. And that what has to involve our greatest, our most noble principles. Let's move forward. My fellow Americans and my fellow Republicans, let's find a candidate who can carry that banner without distraction and without settling. Thank you very much. May God bless the United States of America.